Okay, hello. So today I thought I'd expand a little bit on another recent topic that we spoke of that came from some questions about how to modulate using Barry Harris's 7-flat-5 diminished concept. In this case, a little bit more about just the 7-flat-5 chord itself, and then how to modulate into two different keys from the same chord. And then I had some thoughts on it myself. So right into it. As many of us know, a lot of Barry Harris's method is inspired by Bud Powell. And this comes from a very specific song called Dusk in Sandi. And I'll link to a YouTube of that in the description. And it roughly goes like this. This is by no means an exact transcription. It's just as simple as I could get it to show the harmony with the fewest possible notes. And it roughly starts like this. And here's the move. And then he's got some. And then it repeats. And the move. Sometimes Barry doubles it. I don't know if I played it exactly right, but it's roughly how the song goes and where the move comes from. Now the move itself. He's got two 7-flat-5 chords, a D7-flat-5, with C is the drop 2. And again, for more on drop voicings, see the related video on drop voicings, which will be linked to in the description. All of the different concepts will be linked to. So you see that Bud does a sequence out of it. And we know that if we take this bottom tritone, right, a 7-flat-5 chord has two tritones. You have the C and the F sharp. That's the 7th and the 3rd. And the flat 5 is the A flat. And the root is the D, right? And that makes a tritone as well. And if I take this tritone and I move down chromatically, I end up doing a cycle of fifths. D7 to G7 to C7 to F7 to B flat 7 to E flat 7 and so on. You could take that all around the circle. So in Bud Powell's case, he's doing D7 to C7. That's what I'm saying. D7 to G7 to C7 to F7 to B flat major. In other words, this 7-flat-5 chord led to B flat. If I just do one, it'll lead me to C. D, 7-flat-5, the move, and that leads me to C. And let's focus in on just this one iteration. But just to show you that if you create a sequence out of it, you could modulate anywhere you want. So let's look at it. We have the D7-flat-5. We took that top tritone and we moved the top note up by half step. Then the bottom tritone moves down, giving us the 3rd and 7th of a G7. And now I'm really playing a G7 with these 4 notes together make an A flat minor 6 with B as the drop 2. A flat minor 6 is the tritones minor of G7. Okay? Again, for more on that, look at the 6-chord rules video. That's in the description as well. Let's review that again. D7, move the top, tritone moves down, and then you just move the bottom to the root of G, which sets you right up to go to C. Okay, one more time. D7 flat 5, move the top, move the tritone, move the bottom, and you get the C major. Now Barry, not being one to just leave it there and say, oh, that's cool, I learned it, probably thinking a little bit and saying, well, wait a minute, what happens if I move the other one? Instead of moving this one on the top tritone, I'll move this one. Bottom tritone moves down, and this time the top moves down. Okay, and that leads me to G flat. Let's look at that again. Bottom one moves, tritone. Now I have a D minor 6, which is the tritones minor of D flat 7, which is the dominant of G flat. In other words, that same D7 took me to C, and to G flat. Anyway, here's my thought on it. Instead of moving the top, what happens if we move the bottom? In other words, let's put it on its head and see what happens. Let's do it in the inverse. So I'll move the bottom note of the bottom tritone, and the top tritone will move up. Then this one will move up, because I moved this one down, I'll move this one up. That's a 7 augmented of E major. One more time. Starting with that same D7 flat 5 chord. Move the bottom, move the tritone, move the top, E major. And if I move the other one, I'll get to B flat. Move this one, move that up, and there's my B flat. So what's really cool about this too is, look at this. If I move it one way, the top, I get to C. The other way, I get to G flat. C, G flat. My way, the first way, bottom, up, E. The other way of my way, sorry, B flat. So I end up with C, G flat, E, and B flat, all of which make up a C7 flat 5 chord. In other words, the targets of all of these modulations themselves make up the roots of the target keys, make up a 7 flat 5 chord themselves. That kind of blew my mind. It's kind of astonishing how symmetrical this structure is. I'll do them all 4 again. And then when you want to go back to Bud's way and do it in a sequence, well, now you've got all these different places you can go. Let's play with that the last few seconds, see what happens. So one more time, the 4. Move the top up, tritone down, bottom up, down. Sorry, up this way, down this way. One more time. To C. Bottom up, tritone down, top down, G flat. Bottom down, tritone up, top up, E. Top down, tritone up, bottom up, where was I? B flat. Take this forever. I never did this. I don't know. My mind was blown by this. And yeah, I guess again, this whole system is there for us to experiment with and come up with our own things. And it's a conversation starter. You know, start your own. You know, tell me what other cool things you found from this. I hope you found this as engaging as I did. Again, all of the related concepts, the drop 2 voicings, the tritones minor, which is related to the 6-chord rules, the 7 flat 5 diminished, different ways of practicing them, they're all going to be linked to in the description, as well as the original Bud Powell track, Dusk in Sandi. Please like and subscribe if you found this engaging and useful, and hit the notification bell if you want to be notified when I upload a new video. Also, if you like this content, you find it useful, please consider chipping in to my Patreon and help me make this content, which will also be linked to in the description. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the next one. Happy chording, everybody.